من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. مجلة قاعدة كلية 23. A little long Turkish text of maxim of قاعدة كلية. Bir uzr için caiz olan şey, o uzrun zevaliyle batıl olur. Original is, as you know, in Ottoman Turkish, so we are writing the original text. Mecelle is in Ottoman Turkish, original. So, in a scholarly study, we need to give the original. One. This one is bir. Özür. Excuse. Özür. İçin. For. This is one. This is excuse. For one excuse. Caiz olan şey. Caiz. Olan şey, thing. Caiz, permitted. Olan, being. Şey, thing. anything which is jaiz for an excuse, anything which is permitted because of an excuse, there is an excuse, because of that the thing is permitted. Did not finish, but example. We have wudu, we have tayammum. No water in desert, you cannot take wudu because no water. So water not existing is an excuse for being permitted, tayammum being permitted. Tayammum is permitted. Something is permitted because there is an excuse, lack of wudu. Tayammum is permitted for an excuse, for a reason. That is what? Lack of wudu, lack of water. Now, so you are traveling in desert. No water, no water. Tayammum is permitted. Permitted Zuhr time, permitted Asr time, permitted Maghrib time. No wudu, no water, no water, no water. But you came somewhere, there is water. So is still tayammum is permitted or not? No. Permission for tayammum gets void. No good. When that excuse is not there. Excuse, lack of water. Bir uzrikun caiz olan şey, half of the sentence, all uzrun, all, that, uzrun, of that excuse, uzrun, this ka is like nun, like na, nasal. Of that uzr. Zawali, dair, gone, zawal.
So now we cannot read this awwal uzruk, but uzrun.
Yeah, uzrun, that is, uzrun, this is no, that is no. All uzrun, for that uzr zair, when that excuse goes away, batil, wahid, olur becomes. Anything which is permitted because of the excuse, that thing, permitted thing, becomes void, not permitted, no permission, for zawal of that person. If that excuse is zahir, goes away, no. This is very good fiqh rules. An insane person, insanity, majnoon, is permitted not to pray, not to fast, not responsible. He is not responsible for anything, any amal, salah, hajj, fard. Why? Because of insanity, because of jinnah, majnoon. But if later on his jinnah goes away, excuse gone, that comes back, job comes back, then responsibility comes back. He needs to do it. A child, saghir, child, is not responsible for his, for her acts, for anything. But when he grows up, childhood goes away, that excuse, being child, which made him not responsible, disappears, excuse disappears. So responsibility comes. Ma'tur, another example. Earlier I said majnoon, insane, then saghir, child, little. Now I am saying ma'tur. Ma'tur. Which comes from ata. Ata. Ata. Ata, because of old age, like diseases, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson, the person cannot think properly. Ma'tur, cannot think properly. Terminology. So this ma'tur is excused because of ata. But later on, if in one way or another ata goes away, he can become fully responsible and compatible, capable to do the job. There is another legal expression, hajr. Hajrun. The person is mahjur. Let me write here. Mahjur. Mahjur. Hajr. Putting a person on legally by court under restriction. Somebody billionaire but turned to ma'tuf. Ma'tuf. His relatives, children, because this ma'tuf person can donate his million without knowing the result that will harm to his business, to his inheritors, to his relatives. So they can go to court, ask court, putting this person under hajr, constraint, making him mahjur, hajr. So hajr, somebody healthy, but later on becomes ma'tuf or something. So hajr could be because there is excuse, attack came to this person. So there is excuse for deciding, making him mahjur, deciding, putting him under hajr. But if later on that atah goes away in one way or another, then hajr needs to be lifted up, taken away, hajr.
Does it have to be 100% of the time or more than 50%?
We will ask Muslim psychiatrists, Muslim doctors, how long that. If it is temporary, temporary. Long, long. There is no specific rule for this. But this is the rule. I understand, if the person is temporary, when temporary? When? Muslims must have their own psychiatrists, psychologists. No Muslim community live without Islamic structured professionals existing. Islamic life you cannot live. Of course, there are hundreds of questions like that. Answer for that, community needs to take care of itself ahead of time. Professionals. Yes. We have another expression just to touch, safaha. Safi. something like, not stupid, stupidity, in English it's a little maybe different usage. The person is squandering, he has only reasonable guy, but squandering things, carelessly acting, not because of old age or anything. There are a lot of diseases. People shop, ladies, men, women, shop like sick of shopping. Goes buys, even they forget what they bought. Don't use something like that. Like they don't know how to spend the money reasonably, squandering. So safahat. This also can be put under hajr, legal constraint, as long as safaha is continuing. When safaha ends, then that hajr needs to be lifted up, taken away. Safih. In Quran, this word is used, sufaha'a, plural, safih, plural. Not in the sense we are talking about exactly, but almost similar. I am telling you, the words I am using here is Islamic terminologies. To be good Muslim, you need to know these ones. In this country, definitely in this country for young people, terminologies, Islamic terminologies are very important, and concepts, way of thinking through those terminologies are very important. Now, Arabic part of these rules. ما جاز لعذر بطل بزواله. ما جاز جواز. ما that what جاز became jaiz لعذر for عذر for excuse. Anything became jaiz because of an excuse. Tayammum, jaiz because of an excuse, lack of water. Batala becomes batil بِزَوَالِهِ with its being zahir. Its uzr. If uzr is gone, then permission is batil. No permission. Marvelous. ما جاز لعذر بطل بزواله. Shorter than these long Turkish. Yes. ما جاز لعذر بطل بجوازه.
That thing I like the beauty of this Arabic name.
What? Ma that jaze becomes jaiz, javeze, qawala, qala, li'uzrin li, for, because. Uzrin, because of uzr. Uzrin, any uzr. Anything which is jaiz became jaiz for a uzr, first part of sentence. Batala became batil, void. Be with zawalihi, zawal gone. It's zawal. What is it? Is he dhamir? Is he goes where? Uzr. This is the way they do. Zawal, he is dhamir. Its marji' is zawal, not ma. Not ma. People translate very wrongly. You check translation, how wrong translate, because they send these to ma, for example, because they are translated. They know Arabic, but fast when they do, nobody checks around. They do wrong translation. A lot of wrong translation. Ummah in America must have had 20 years, 30 years ago a translation bureau. ISNA, 10, 15, 20 big scholars, good in English, good in Arabic, and perfect in style, translating the books collectively and checking perfect English, perfect style, publishing. They must have done. Still non-existing. Institutionalizing Islam is big thing. The Prophet's time, masjid, nothing else. School, court, political activities, inside masjid, everything. Salah. But then they institutionalized Muslims, developed. Court, different building, school, different building, orphanage, different. Because Quran did not say, you establish orphanage. Take care of orphans. That's it. But you have 2 in small room, that's okay. You have 100, then 100, they need to place to stay, a place to work, a place to play, children. And 24-hour watchers taking care of. Then somebody needs to cook. So you need to hire a person who will cook for them. Then cleaner. Quran does not say you need to have cleaner of their bathrooms or enough bathrooms for these 100 students. Institutionalizing Islam is left to the people. That is why people have quality, Islam is quality. People are not quality, Islam not quality. Umar was a strong guy before Islam. The Prophet said, Ya Rabbi, one of the 2 Umars must become Muslim. 2 of them. Another one and Umar. Then when Umar became Muslim, he brought a lot of energy, leadership from his previous experience and institutionalizing Islam. human beings. ما جاز لعذر بطل بجوازه. Whatever is jais for us becomes batil because of zawal if that goes away. Okay. 23. Majalla. Translation. A thing permitted on account of an excuse. A thing permitted on an account of an excuse becomes unlawful on the cessation of the excuse. A thing permitted on account of an excuse, also becomes unlawful on the cessation, cease of the excuse, of that excuse. When that excuse ceases, not exist anymore, then anything based on that becomes unlawful. Tayammum becomes unlawful when excuse disappears.
Now there's a letter in Ichun.
Ichun means four.
It has 3 dots. Is that like a gene with 3 dots?
Yeah, that is Ichun. This is E to make long E. Chun, Che. This is Che. That 3 dots under Jim, under Ha, Che. This is Che. This is Che. This is Ha. This is Ha. This is Ha. This is Jim. This is Che. Sometimes these 3 dots becomes like that. You can do like that. Because this is 1 dot, this is 1 dot, this is another dot, this is another dot. 3 dots. So, okay. Let us have at least one more. قواعد كلية.
Imam, Turkish have gaf in it, like we say gola.
Yes. This is chair. This is yeah. Yes. If you have 2, if you have, this is chair. If you have 2, this is death. Ottoman Turkish is very rich. Covers Persian letters, Arabic letters, all of that. Very rich. Pet. Check. Jet. Ottoman Turkish jet. This is Ra. This is Za. This is 3 letter is jet. Jet. Gendarme. Of course, Urdu is Turkish. All Pakistanis and Urdu speakers owe something to Turks.
Oh yeah.
They may forget, they may not pay, but they have to have something.
I believe Turkish have tay also, tay, like to
Everything
No, like.
No, it doesn't have. No.
They don't have it.
It is. This is Urdu.
Yeah.
This is Arta something. Said no, they did not Turkish. How did they invent? I don't know these Urdu speakers. They did. Yes, 24. This is also similar. Ma mania Sa'il oldukta memnu idar mani zail oldukta memnu havdet eder. Mani barrier, preventer. Preventer. Sa'il Sa'il goes away. Oldukta. When happens. When preventer or barrier goes away, there is something, a child is child, or Majnoon, insane, is insane. So, insanity makes him not eligible to report. He sighted the moon beginning of Ramadan because he is insane. I mean, of course, he is only person. There are not other people. We are not speaking other people. So, testimony of Majnoon person. Testimony of an a'ma, blind person. Blind person is blind. He is coming somewhere to court to testify on something he did not see at the moment because he is blind. Testimony means in Islam, shahada, you saw, you tell. Not hearsay. Hearsay is not acceptable in Islamic literature. Somebody told me like that. No, no, no, no. Not told. Were you there or not? Did you see? Tell me. Not somebody told me. Not somebody told me. Because shahid, witness, shahid, the word shahid has two meanings. One to testify in the court, but second meaning to see, being present, shahidah. We do shahada, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, as we were present, we saw the Prophet. We saw that thing, that strong. Seeing, believing. Seeing is believing. So, Ama, a blind person, is going to testify about something. He was not blind before, saw something, now became blind. There is a court. Can he testify or not? This is the issue. Example. So, mania, preventer. There is a preventer. He cannot testify because he is a'ma, blind. Cannot testify in court as long as his blindness continuing. But if his blindness goes away, then after that he testifies for something he seen before. Mani' zahir oldukta, when mani' goes away, when mani' gone, no blindness, mamnu' prevented thing. Mamnu' is maf'ul, mana', mamnu' ismul maf'ul. How that azar comes back. How that how to return, how that to return, either past, does return back. Things which is prohibited becomes back. I mean, they become eligible to testify. They become eligible to testify. A child saw something, صغير, he cannot testify like adults need to testify as long as childhood continues. صغير cannot testify because he is not responsible, not eligible. But Why cannot testify? Because there is mania. Mania being sarir, being child. But when childhood disappears, if he becomes of age, puberty, so mania gone. Mania zail gone. Oldukta olmuş. Mania zail olmuş. Mania is gone. Memnu' prevented one, prohibited one comes back. So what was prevented? Him not to testify. So now that, his testifying was prevented. So that comes back. He can testify now in adulthood because he is adult. Okay. Arabic.
Well, I think the things when he was a child, he can testify things when he was a child, right?
Yes.
And at times because he is a child, so he cannot testify, but when he becomes adult,
He can testify.
he can even testify the things when he was a
Well, what he saw in childhood. Yes.
For a blind person, like
Blind person cannot testify as long as he is blind. But blindhood goes away. He can testify whatever he saw before blindhood. Yes. Now, okay. Arabic.
We did not finish the English sentence for the
Yes. This is mani', barrier, preventer, za'il, goes away, zawal. You know this word, zawal, zabala, za'il, ism al-fa'il. Disappearing, going. Oldukta, when happens. Oldukta. Mamnu', prevented thing. The one which is prevented. Awdat, here, awdat, to return, returning back. Either, this is either, which becomes. Thus, when preventer is gone away, then prevented things comes back, does come back. Okay. إذا زال المانع عاد الممنوع. You know these words. إذا when زال زوال, زائل, المانع مانع. When مانع becomes زائل, عاد does عودة, turns back, comes back, returns back. الممنوع done منع, prevented one. When mania is gone, prevented thing by that mania comes back. English. When the prohibition has faded away, the forbidden thing returns. I wish they could have found better translation. When the prohibition has faded away, when the factor for prohibition, when the reason, when the cause for prohibition goes away, then prohibited things comes back. Must be like that. When the prohibition has faded away, the forbidden thing returns. This Majalla needs to be retranslated by Perfect English Committee. Perfect English, as I said earlier, Muslims must have really a translation committee here in America. I think we will conclude at this point.
Do you think that will happen in the next 20 years?